What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. Hope you're all doing fantastic today. I wanted to make a quick video because I'm a little concerned. I've been talking with some people who've been watching some of these videos, and they're just kind of getting started with their health and fitness journey. And it's they're kind of telling me, they're kind of realizing that they're not able to kind of bridge the gap between where they're starting and where they want to go. And what I mean by that is, they're getting a little bit of traction right away with their health and fitness. And as soon as they have something come up in life, they're kind of falling off. And I can totally relate to that, because I can tell you that when I first started, before I ever did anything, one of the things that before I was really into fitness at all, I knew I was unhealthy. I knew I wanted to be strong, and I wanted more energy, and I wanted confidence, and I didn't have a way to do it. And so I realized, why don't I try taking on fitness? Why don't I try working out? And got a buddy, and we started going up, and we would start working out. And originally, I just set my targets on doing a few things like, hey, I want to be able to run a mile in 8 minutes, and I wanted, in addition to running a mile in 8 minutes, I wanted to be able to do 10 pull-ups, right? So I set very moderate, realistic goals. I was like, okay, well, I have a really long mile time. I think it was like 10 or 11 minutes. Again, I had done nothing. I had studied music for 10 years. And I wanted to be able to do 10 pull-ups because I just thought pull-ups were like the coolest thing. And so I started training hard, as I would consider it hard, which was like 3 days a week. I would go up, maybe 4, with my buddy to the local gym, and we would do some weights, and we'd do some pulls, and we'd work as hard as we knew how at the time, and we'd come back, and I was consistent for like maybe 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks, it felt like I wasn't. I was making solid progress, but it wasn't like amazing, right? Like it wasn't like, oh man, this is really paying off, and I was sore at the time, and I was like tired from working out. And so I was like, okay, well, if I'm actually going to do this thing, I have to like really do this thing. So I went kind of what I'd call all in. And what I mean by that is I started going 5 or 6 days a week, and now instead of for an hour, I went for like 90 minutes. And so I'm working out really hard. But again, my goal the whole time was just to be able to run like an 8-minute mile and do 10 pull-ups. And lo and behold, there was a death in the family. And so I actually had to take, I think it was like 4 or 5 days off, because I had to travel. I had to go, be with family and do that whole thing. And when I came back, I stepped in the gym that next day, and because I was committed, but I felt like I had lost everything. And I was like so broken by that. I was like, what happened? Because this has been a few months now. And I just couldn't figure out what was going on. And I started that again. I started, working out 5 or 6 days a week. My buddy was there still, and we'd hit it pretty hard. And I was getting better. I was up to like 5 pull-ups by this point. And and my mile was down to like 9 minutes from 11. And so like things were getting better, and I'm testing my 2 goals, right? And something came up. I had a personal thing come up that I had to leave again for 4 or 5 days. And at the end of those 4 or 5 days, I came back, and it's like I had lost everything again. And so I got to this point where I was so frustrated. I was like, how can people ever get to this point where they're able to be confident, have energy, and feel really good when real life comes up? And I think a lot of people have this happen where they set specific goals to get started, and when they do get started, real life gets in the way, because that's what happens, and all of a sudden it's like they've lost everything in their mind, and all of a sudden it's just too hard to quote unquote start over. And that's what I was feeling. And what I realized, and what the truth of it is that I doubled down my effort again. So, I came back after that. I started training again 5 or 6 days a week. And as I did that, it just kind of occurred to me, if I'm not going to lose everything, if I'm not going to lose all my results that I've put in all this hard work for, and have to feel like I'm starting over. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate the comment. Hope you're doing great today. If I'm going to really be able to link up these results that I'm putting on all this effort for throughout time in my life, the truth of it is I can't just set a goal for what I need. I have to set bigger goals. I have to set goals so large, just out of reach, that would force me to both stretch the effort and energy and time I'm putting in so that the results are greater, so that if real life comes up, I'm not short. I don't miss anything, right? I can actually carry forward through those real life situations, and I can continue building when I come back to it. And so the lesson I learned is that really it all starts with your goals. Now, some people are born with, genetically gifted, right? And they come in at a very high level of fitness, and sometimes it's not as hard for people. I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people that has to work really hard every day and be very consistent to make little tiny bits of progress. And so what I found again is when I started setting my goals bigger and just making them larger in terms of like quantity and quality, it forced me to have to take bigger actions. It forced me to have to do more effort, and I got better results. And I just want to challenge all of you today to think, am I really setting goals based on things that I need? Or am I setting goals that would allow for me to be able to have abundance of fitness, of health, of wellness, that when real life comes in, I have a buffer against those things. I have a buffer against times that I have to be sedentary. Maybe you're forced to travel for, whatever, across country, and you're in your car for 4 days. Like, you need a level of fitness that will protect you from the ravages of what real life throws at you. And I had to learn that, and I hope you guys get a chance to set some big goals for yourself. So if this was helpful to you, give me a little heart below, give me a little like, give me a little knuck bump. I was just thinking about you guys today that are starting on this journey, and this was challenging for you. So appreciate your time today, guys. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you on your journey of health, because that's what I do. All right, take care. Bye.